Hey, what's going on, guys? Today is February 4th, 2021. We had a lot of trades today, a lot of earnings reports that were, fit the criteria and gave good opportunities. So I'm going to start going over my trades from today. I traded eBay. eBay reported earnings yesterday, gapped up. PayPal, same. Penn also reported. And then I threw in another random trade. But let's go over this eBay. So here, eBay reported earnings, gapped up from 58 to 64, pretty significant gap up. And then you see, I always wait for the next day. You don't want to gamble before or during. I just wait for the report to get out, and so I do my game plan. So these areas where the report initially goes, drops, I like to call that the knee-jerk reaction. So the highs of the report, the swings down, the areas it holds and forms a range, I like to highlight those to, use them when I'm trading, because in the after hours, whatever happens in the after hours often gets mimicked in the market session, the market open. So I like to use them as targets. I like to use them as risks, and it helps confirm if the trade is going correct. So you see here, I come in today, eBay trending slightly above VWAP, breaks slightly below, and then it's testing the area again. Now, I did have some FOMO this morning, and I got in a bit too early, and I stopped out for a loss, but I was able to reattack on the short on the $63 break, and I'm going to go over that right now. So you see here, it opens. I saw it pop and drop. I'm like, oh, snap. That's it. It's going to break 63, and it's going to go all the way down to 62, possibly 61, because you see it on the way down. There isn't really anything to hold it up. It's just these two levels. And, this is just a pivot point. I got off the closest pivot point. All the other pivot points were down here. But I see it here at the open. I'm short. I'm risking 64. And you see it hit 64 right at the open. Almost hit 65, and I stop out. I'm like, nope. If anything, I'll just wait for it to break back down under the VWAP and attack the 63 level. So you see it here. Did that. Broke down. But it was having trouble at 63. Multiple times tested it, stayed above, tested it, stayed above. And you see just here until it finally breaks down. But I did get back in it, and you see it. So I see this level as one of my targets, but I want to go a little bigger. So I look at the next level, which was the 6150, whole and half dollar areas. Those are the psychological algorithmic numbers that the market loves. But you also see that it aligned with the multi-day VWAP. So I'm thinking blue line, orange line for the trade, and right to the penny. Covered some there. I try to hold a bit more for more downside, but I just took it off there just to, I was down first, and then I made it back on the better trade, and I just, I was like, what? Let me just take it off. Although, the better trade would have been me holding some more for downside tests. And you see here for the rest of the day, it didn't really do much. Just chopped around, tested the pivot, was in the range. But you see, blue line to orange line, multi-day VWAP. I was scrolling through others, but they were kind of far. And I honestly didn't think this was going to be a full-blown reversal down to, green to red. But it's still a good trade. So here's my trade. You could see my entries. Short, covered for a loss. When I saw it come back down, testing the 63 area, I put it back on. And then I covered on the way down. Easy, fair trade, nothing crazy. Now the next one I want to look at is PayPal. Now PayPal was similar to it, but I got it a little late. I finished this eBay trade. I was looking for more ideas. I see this area, but it was already a little down. But you can still see blue line to orange line to the penny. These lines are already here before it even goes there. So, you got to know your levels before you put the trade on. Where you're going to get in, where you're going to get out, and where you're going to cut it off if you're wrong. If you don't have those three things, then you need to slow it down and reevaluate your trades. But you see here on the PayPal, short, covered some there. Oh, this line is here, but yeah, it's easy. I mean, I did leave a lot on the table. I got spooked out. It was almost break even, but you gotta know your areas. Penn, Penn really screwed me up a little bit. I was anxious. I took the eBay loss. I didn't realize what by the time I got in, the spread was $1 spread. That's a big spread. You don't want to be trading that big of a spread. You're down, you're instantly down $1 already. It doesn't give you, you gotta avoid that stuff. Even though this one didn't go blue line, orange line, I had a chance to take a small profit, but I didn't. And it is what it is. Now the trade I really wanted to go over, Tiger, TIGR. I traded it yesterday on the higher day break into the IPO all-time high break. But today was a whole nother trade again. You see here testing the VWAP, and this is when I say, 25 gets you 2750, 20 gets you 2250, 2250 gets you 25. You got to play momentum. You see it's strong here. Test the VWAP, test the VWAP, test the VWAP. So I believe it was here that I got in. Let me take a look. Yeah, right there. I got in at about 10:45-ish. Banged it out at 27. Pretty easy, momentum. I was risking this lower range for a potential dollar upside. So I got in here, risking this lower range for, the highest breaks. I didn't hold all of it, but it was still a decent trade. But yeah, that was my day today. A few companies reported earnings this afternoon. So I'm going to be looking at Snap tomorrow. Most likely going to be a long, because you don't want to buy stocks that are gapped up. You want to buy them when they gap down, but it needs to give you a reason. The reason is going to have to be this. So let's look at this. 49.80 is a level. The lows. The high of the knee-jerk reaction, 26.13. Highlight that. And then the ranges in between it. So you see here this top, and almost aligns with this. That's significant. So you see it 55, 55, 55, 55. You bet your ass is going to be a very important level tomorrow. So highlight that. This low area. Yeah, you see this low sort of aligns with this low too. So the low is 53.30, 53.35. So let's go with 30. Perhaps this. I don't like to have so many lines because it confuses me unless it's important. But this is definitely important. This one is the most important one of them all. This one is all right. This one is. Well, I'm gonna see tomorrow too. Pre-market. There's gonna be more ranges to form. But what I really want to see is a little more down to 50. Hold the 50, and trend up. Hold the base. Break some VWAP. But if this can gap down a little more and break above the 55, I think we could see 56. Now, I don't know if it's going to have a full-blown reversal, but that would be nice. But the main goal is not buy the dip, but buy any good company that reports earnings and has somewhat of a decent business plan. At one point, it's going to be a good buy. But it has to give you a reason. My reason is going to has to break the ranges and break the VWAP. And I'm going to use multi-day as my target. Tomorrow, this is going to be a little different, these VWAPs. But this is my game plan for tomorrow. There's a few other companies reported. Let's see who they are. Gilead. And remember, I don't care if the numbers are good or bad. Because let's go back to eBay. eBay had beat the earnings. And guess what? They even got upgraded. Piper Sandler, whatever his name is, adjusts eBay's price target to 75 from 66. Come on. That's just criminal. To 75 from 66. Meanwhile, the stock is trading at 58. And, come on. So, one of my mentors always told me, upgrades are downgrades, downgrades are upgrades. Don't ever listen to the analysts. They don't really know what they're I mean, we don't know. They probably do some shady stuff behind the doors, but yeah. So that's just another reason to, all right, maybe this is going to be a short. So don't pay attention to news. Don't pay attention. Be aware of the news, but don't base your trading. Oh, this company said this. I'm going to do this because they said so. No. Think for yourself and form your own plans. Don't be a sheep. Everybody knows, like the GME. Everybody's been talking about this crap. But, what do they know? They don't know shit. It's just crazy shit. AMC too. Everyone got squeezed. They don't know anything. It's just pure speculation. But back to the Gilead. I'm pretty sure they're like doing something with the vaccines or something like that. Beat their earnings. See if there's any upgrades in there. But I'm most likely gonna be looking at this as a short tomorrow. I don't want to buy it. It's already gapped up. Why am I buying something that's gapped up? You want to buy stuff that's gapped down, but it needs to give you a reason. I don't want to buy this gapped up. Anyone who bought today is going to be selling into the gap, and that's called the fade. It's going to be a fade. Sometimes that fade turns into a full-blown reversal, and that's when the real money is made. But I'm looking at this Gilead for a short tomorrow, and you see it's not very volatile. Right in the after hours, maybe tomorrow. But you see some areas here. I'll make some more tomorrow morning, and see what goes. Ford also reported. Ford was all over the place. I'm probably not even gonna trade this Ford. This is crazy. There's easier stuff. ATVI. This one's kind of interesting. It's a little more on the expensive side, but most likely going to be a sell or a fade trade too. GoPro. I thought that company went out of business. Let's take a look. Gap down. I'll probably be looking to buy this tomorrow. It's not an automatic buy just because it's down, but if I am going to trade the GoPro, it's going to have to be on the long side. I'm not going to short the GoPro. Are you nuts? This thing's already down 10%. Why would I go ahead and short more? Who knows? It could go down more, but that's just not my strategy, not what I do. So I'll be looking at all this stuff tomorrow. But yeah, so guys, don't forget to leave a like, don't forget to leave a comment. I'm gonna keep making more videos for you guys. Let me know, give me feedback, give me suggestions, any stocks you want me to look at. I'm mostly a day trader. I don't really swing or do long-term investments, but this VWAP still comes into play when you're doing them. So I'd like to show you guys some examples. So leave some in the comments if you have any. And let's all make money tomorrow. Have a good one.